All right, so we've got our piece pretty much made here. I'll show you. Box it down to the bottom. And we trimmed the little corner there, trimmed a little bit right there. And I'll leave that seam sealer to take up the rest once you weld it. And sometimes it'll fit right back in, sometimes you gotta move it around. Just doing a final look. So that's where it belongs, and the flange is good underneath there, and of course we'll have to build the rest of it. So that piece, I went ahead and cut it off of the motor cover rail, and I went ahead and kept this part of the rail. I think that's a good thing to do, and it'll give us kind of a place to return it. So it'll set about here, and then that rail will follow right back into that one once we make it. What I want to do, this is pretty crusty, and instead of sitting here and grinding on it and making it really thin, we'll just let chemicals do their thing. And so right here we have a little cup of muriatic acid, and make sure you do this outside the shop, or if you do it inside the shop, make sure you have massive amounts of ventilation. With the garage door situation we have right now, I'm not going to do it in here, so we're going to do it here. And don't leave it laying overnight in the shop, because anything that's bare steel will become something like this. It's wire, or your tools, if they're bare, it will, the chloride, what do you call it, the hydrochloric acid, that's what it is. It will diffuse up, vapors will start eating it away. So what we're going to do, don't deal with this stuff with you know, bare hands. So just for good measure, we'll put our glove on, and I'll use the pliers. And I mean, I'll show you, these pliers actually have a light coat on them, and you don't want to breathe this stuff either. So if I just put it in there for a couple of seconds, you might be able to see it. It's kind of fizzing up. And watch what it'll do. We'll put this piece set in there like that, and you see it's starting to take off on that rust. See that? And like I show you, that has, you know, almost 50 years worth of rust gathering on it. This pair of pliers has like a few weeks worth, I would say. So it's gonna react differently to different levels of rust or different extents of it. So keep that in mind, because some people, I've seen them on YouTube here, they'll take a fresh piece of metal that's got a couple of rains on it and it looks really crusty. They pour that stuff on it and it just melts off. Well, obviously it hasn't had time to set. But you take something like the pliers here, that's what that is, and then the piece underneath it that's been rotting for 50 years, you know, that's the challenge right there. And of course you want to make sure you neutralize it. But see, that's already, I know it's wet, but you'll have a little bit of a difference there. Now we'll let that set for a bit, and then I'll show you what we got in a bit here. And I might kind of top that so it'll cover it. All right.